We're just starting to warm up pretty quick in May and June. June, middle of June, you're already setting net. It just depends on how hot the sun will get. Early spring, late spring. All over the world, I know is feeling the climate change, not only in the north, but all over the whole world is feeling it. If this continues on, the north will be tropical. Maybe 10, 20 years from now, we'll be waiting for a freeze up in November, December. It's going to be very tough on not only fishing, but people that want to go out trapping for fur, hunting caribou. It's going to be very tough on harvesters and for our generations to come. 10, 20 years from now, never know what it's going to be like. I know I was listening to radio. I listen to radio every day. Even in Yellowknife, they were still waiting for their lakes and all to freeze. I heard one of these trappers saying that's the latest freeze up they've ever waited in maybe 50, 60 years. And I think he was saying they have to wait till end of November to get out to go and trap furs or go fishing, because it was so warm in Yellowknife. End of October, start of November. So not only here, but all over is feeling the effects of climate change. Yeah, well, all over, banks all over. You travel along the coastline and beach areas, the erosions is bad, really bad.
You ever see that when you were a kid?
Not really, not as bad as today. You travel all over the coastline, banks lose maybe about 10 feet or so in the last 10, 15 years or so. And the weather now today is unpredictable, right from starting of winter into spring, summer. Summer was pretty hot this year. This past summer was pretty hot, I tell you. We're not used to this kind of weather in the summer. We expect at least maybe 15, 20 above, but over 20, 25, 29, holy cow, that's hot. And with the south wind, it was very, very hot. When they have forest fires, you're smelling the smoke from the south wind, bringing all that smoke and haze to the community. And that won't dissipate for a week or so because it's so hot. And this summer too was high waters. I noticed that was something else I seen very high. Beaches were no beach this summer, hardly beach. Something really different this year. The heat, it was hot, high waters. You couldn't have your net set in order to catch your harvest because of the high waters. Fish go somewhere else, travel a different route. You gotta follow the fish, when you're fishing. You can't stay in one spot. You're gonna go wherever the fish go. And something else for this summer too is whales in our harbor. We've had a few whales in the harbor this year, and right into Billy's Creek area, right in the Flounder Creek area. They were all over this summer. And August too, there was close to 100 or so whales in the Argo Bay, just swimming around the coast from Billy's Creek to Sagubac and Egg Island area.
Whaling Point too, huh?
Yeah.
That's about
Yeah.
the same, yeah.
To see whales coming here in a number of years is something like maybe 5-6 whales this summer in the harbor here. I caught one of them just in the beach under the health center, maybe about 10 feet from the beach. August 27th I caught that whale, and there was still a couple of them more hanging around, but the whale I caught was pretty lean, huh? So one of them whales were in this harbor. I believe they were feeding on herring, blue herring. Reason for them not to be traveling with their herd. Probably came into the harbor to feed, huh? And spring was a bit cool, warm a bit, cool. You know how spring changes. Every day you get a fog weather, snowing, sometimes get warm. Like it got really warm in April. I could remember in April was felt like a day in May. April 20th or something around there. And it was pretty warm because we went for a picnic that day. And it was like a day in May, end of May or something. It was pretty warm. Sun getting hotter every year, I believe.
That's not good for whaling too, when you think about how fast you gotta do your whale. Hot weather is tough. I know that there were whale hunters in Tuk that said that those extremely hot days are questionable. It forces you to really have to get your whale done right away before it's,
When it's too hot, you can't work on, or your whale can't stay hung too long, or you'll get botulism. It's poisonous. You gotta work on your whale right away. But if it's cool weather, you're good 4 or 5 days. Age your muktak, keep it cool in your stage. But if it's hot weather, you got at least 2 days with your muktak. Your fish can dry quick, 1 day's hang. You have dry fish. Caribou was okay this fall. They were pretty fat. Harvesters got their catch. So I believe the caribou were fine this summer. Never seen any in the coast over the summer. When it get really hot, they go to the ocean to cool off, get away from the mosquitoes. And some fishermen during the spring, there was a lot of fishing activity up in the lakes. I know they caught quite a bit of lake trout, char, but hardly char this fall. Hardly char was caught.
in the nets and like an ocean char, hardly.
Different kind of fish, like Anne's getting a lot of salmon last year.
Yeah. Hardly any char, I believe, this fall. In the main river anyway, Hornaday River. That's our main diet. A lot of whitefish now. Quite a bit of whitefish. But
I wonder where the char is at.
That's where we'd like to find, or that's what we'd like to find out, is where our char is, wintering for the winter, the fall, where are they staying? With scientists, we send out data for them to mixed up, how you say it on their...
For research?
Research, yeah. We're sending out fish for research, find out things like that, in our meetings. We'd like to know. And our local HTC, we went for a weir for the next summer. They staged out where they're going to have it posted for next summer. And that will give us an actual count of our char. Hand-on count. Hands-on job finding out what is our actual count of char. We just can't go with scientists saying this much every summer. This is our population. We can't go on that anymore. We have to get a hands-on count now. So next summer we're going to be setting up that in the river. Get a hands-on count on our char. Find out what is our count. Because our char numbers were pretty low. But this August, they did okay for char in the summer. Down in I'm stuck again.
Came to bathe further down?
No, just in our river system here.
Okay.
What do you call that? Oh, char monitoring. That's what I'm trying to. Our char monitors with the harvesters, they did okay with char this August, even though high waters. But char was pretty good. But I'm not sure what's happening under the ice fishing with the char. Hooking, they're doing okay, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. So many changes happening.
Yeah.
Well, is there anything else you'd like? Any other questions you guys had?
What does
Actually-
Paulatuk need? What would you like to see in Paulatuk? Is there anything missing that's needed here?
Right. For changes, or
Yeah, anything of that you would like to see added to Paulatuk or included, or
I'm not too sure much about adding it at this time. With COVID-19 going strong right now, but in the future, hopefully, this virus will dissipate not long from now. Stay home. It'll protect the communities where you live. Stay home. Stay 6 feet apart. Follow health regulations, and we'll get this virus beat. But for the future, I'm not too sure. Of tourism, there's not much for tourism right now. I'm not sure for the youth. Yeah, I'm very stuck with my answers right now.
Oh,
Okay.
no worries. Yeah, Angelina, did you have any questions? He stole
Okay,
my
let's go
question. I
No.
think, if you had nothing else or anything else you wanted to add, usually every interview I do, one of the very, very last questions I ask is if you have anything to say to the young people, the next generation, or even just your community, any messages of encouragement or inspiration.
Stay in school, try and get your graduation done, go from there, you go to university, go for higher education, get educated, because you can't go nowhere now without your education, right? So, for the youth, hopefully you stay in school, graduate, and go for higher education, stay out of trouble, and try and learn as much as you can from your grandparents, With your grandparents you have, try and get as much knowledge as you can from them, You never know we're not here forever, right? So try and ask a lot of questions to your grandparents about how life was then compared to today. I know life was hard for them when they were young, but today is an easy life, you know. So for the youth, try and learn as much as you can from the elders. Ask them questions. May take 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Help them if they need help. You know, if they need to run errands to the store and here and there, or going out in the land.
What's it feel like when you get out on the land?
Oh, it's peaceful out there. When you're out in the land, your mind is at peace. You can see it everywhere. Out in the land, the animals, the ocean. While you're at your base camp, you can set net. Wait by your net. Wait to catch fresh fish for your meal. Make dry fish. And boat all around. Anywhere you can go unless the weather comes down on you, huh? So you gotta be careful. When you travel, you gotta check the weather first, huh? No, you don't want to get caught in a big south wind, west wind, or north wind, wherever you're traveling, out in the or the Darnley Bay area. Yeah. Weather's very different today. As this fall, it was very different this year because October 23rd, I took a picture and there's still bare ground in Paulatuk. Our bay was wide open, blue water. The Darnley Bay was blue. It was like September. So our weather was about a month behind. It started to cool off a bit early October, but then the weather warmed up a bit. It got to maybe about 6 above October 23rd. The bay thawed out again. It just started freezing with a thin layer of slush, and that all disappeared with the south wind we got. Yeah.
How do you know the ice is safe to go out on?
Well, right now, November 20th today, with the wind chill minus 38 today here in Paulatuk. So within a month, the weather really changed. Now we're in real winter now, huh? Especially with that wind. Make it very cold, you know, you get frostbite in minutes. You're not dressed warm. Just within a month, from 6 above to minus 38 with a wind chill.
I wonder if you can trust the ice when it freezes in such a short amount of time, because ice needs to build with multiple cold days, hey? What do you think?
Well, the weather was mild, like, if you're going to go out fishing, right now it's okay because it's really cooled off now. The river is safe to go fishing, hooking, setting net. It's maybe about a foot thick by now. But like I said, a month ago you couldn't fish. You couldn't go on the river because maybe about 2-3 inches thick, mild weather. So you gotta watch when you're setting net early in the fall, because mild weather could, make the ice unsafe to go on to. But with this weather now, we're really freezing, about foot thick for sure, and jiggle all over in the Hornaday River. Every day I like to visit elders, pass time, visit them, talk with them. They tell me stories, and whatever stories that they tell me, I keep in mind, and that I try and tell what the elders taught me and told me. I try and pass it on to younger age group like my age, younger youth, what they taught me by their stories, and what happened in their life, hunting, trapping, fishing, and sewing too. Yeah, that's a big thing. Elders taught me by their stories, huh? Yeah. But I tend to pass on what was taught to me to the next generation. As elders pass on, their knowledge goes with them. But thankful for them, they teach us and tell us stories of their happenings in life. Without that knowledge, it would go with them. So they pass it on to our younger age group, and now we're passing it on to the youth.
And our youth they're responding to it.
Yeah.
They are. And Nolan, it was you and your group that I'm going to accredit to starting up our drum dance group. It really started with young people, and it started with you and the group of people that you had. And maybe you could talk a little bit about that too. I mean, that was just you're way ahead of, for the day that we were in, you and your crew were way ahead of your time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, back in 1996, I believe, the Inuvialuit drummers and dancers were sent in by IRC or some group anyway to come teach the Onyx school students, which was us at the time. Were very young, 9, 10, 12 years old. I was 9 years old at the time. And when they came in to teach, I was like right into it, I wanted to learn right away. When they came into the community, they came in to teach the Onyx school students of Inuvialuit drum dancing. I could remember there was Abel Tingmea, Donna Bernhardt. I could remember a couple of people, but and my mind get blank sometime. I'm trying to think, but maybe this part will be edited out.
Did you
Okay.
guys even have your own drums back then?
No.
What did you drum on?
No drums that time. We didn't have nothing, but because they were the ones drumming and singing for us, while they're teaching us dancing, singing, how the sound goes with the words, how the motions gotta go. We didn't have no drums at the time when they first came to teach. But in 1998, that's when I started up the group. Because in Liz Guptana's class, the Inuvialuit classroom, she had a couple of videotapes which she make us watch during her class time, and I picked up from there because I never forgot what was taught 2 years before. So I asked my teacher if I could borrow the 2 videotapes of the drum dancing videos with the Mackenzie Delta drummers and dancers. I caught on from there. I wanted to dance, dance, dance. You know, I didn't pick up the songs right away, but you know, when you're watching the dancers in the tape, you tend to catch their motion. So the songs we didn't really know because we were still learning, but the dance, the specific dance, I kind of figured out right away after watching the tapes. And we had a drum that was given to us by my father, William Rubin. He had a drum frame, and that I'm not sure where he got that from, but he used masking tape. He put both, before he put it on the frame, I believe he taped up in the whole circle without, to tape it both sides, and then he must have tied it onto the frame. And my brother Brendan Green, he brought it to me, and we made a stick out of willow. And from there we tried to catch on, just drumming, humming the songs. We don't know what the songs meant to, but we still try to sing it, just how it sounds to us without correct words. And with my classmates, Frank Wilkie and Desmond Rubin and Shane Nuckamiak were the three other boys that wanted to learn. So they started with me then, the following year. And Warren Rubin was next, Savannah Green, Tracy Wilkie, and Esther Wilkie. We all started, practicing because Pat Rubin and Irene Rubin, we had no place to gather in the winter time. It was December 8th, I believe. She got us to her place to gather to a practice because it was winter already, December 8th, and we had maybe 30 of us in there, all using two drums. We don't really know the songs yet, but there was the drum box had a book with songs, the name of the song, the words of the song, and the meanings with it. But we never really paid attention yet. We're just trying to sing how a song went, how it sounded to us. And from there we just kept on gathering, practicing, until we first went on our trip to Barrow, Alaska in 1999. I believe there was myself, Norman Kudlock Jr., Desmond Rubin, Savannah Green, and Tracy Wilkie. And our chaperone was Irene Rubin. She escorted us down. When we got I believe we got a call that our group was invited, so I guess the names were picked out of a hat, I believe I could remember. Anyway, we made the trip down with all the surrounding communities from Inuvik, Tuk, Klavik, and Holman. Holman Western Style Drummers and Dancers. We all flew in with a Canadian North 40 seater, so there was 40 drummers and dancers from the surrounding communities at that time. And from there we got invited to the next big trip. This was the biggest trip for us, and we were only teenagers at that time. Hanover, Germany in 2000 was a very big trip for us. That was on the other side of the world. You know that you've never been out of the country before and you get invited to go perform. I believe it was 500 people every time. It was to change every half hour or so. 500 people would switch every half hour to come in and watch us. And we got our chance to go around different pavilions of countries, learning their culture a bit. You see a lot of different things, you know. As teenagers were just exploring the world then. And just traveling to regional, like around our region for drum dancing. And Greenland was the next trip, 2001 I believe, or 2002 we went to Greenland for Arctic Winter Games. There was a few of us, but that was another good trip. It was Greenland, you know. It's in the ice, or it's, you know, it's like we went there in March. It's winter, but there maybe because of their stream flow between Greenland and Baffin Island, their waters were open. I found it strange because it's winter, and to see their waters open, you know. And when we were down there, we were to perform for the Arctic Winter Games. We did a few performances. I know one of it we had to perform outside in a snow castle or something, because we were dancing on a big snow castle, I think. Yeah, it was a snow castle because you could look behind us, it was just a big carved out snow building and we're on a snow platform. It wasn't cold though, but it was something else, huh? Yeah. I know I should continue on.
Yeah, I'd like to know where you think we're at today in terms of when the group first started. And where
so.
Sure.
Even we're just talking like this, it'll be edited, right?
Oh,
sure.
absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We're gonna make it look really clean and well put together. Yeah.
Okay, 2001 was Greenland. 2000. Gee, my mind's gonna blank again. 2007 was the next trip, I think, and that was in Whitehorse for the
Arctic Winter Games, Canada Games.
Canada
Winter
Games.
Games.
Yeah, Canada Winter Games was the next trip for us in 2007, and it was different, you know. When you go for games, you're separated from your crew, but not like each separate, but from the girls to the boys, so you have your own dorm rooms, huh? You can't see each other until you meet, until you're going to go out somewhere to shop or go perform. And Debbie was our coordinator at that time. She brought us down to Whitehorse for the Canada Winter Games. I know one morning we had to get up 4 or 5 in the morning, you know, or earlier, because we had to shoot the video at 4 or 5 in the morning, so we had to get up pretty early. This was for, I forget what news channel we had to do this for. And they were asking questions about the muktuk and the fish quack and all that was there. I know I could remember because we were having a bit and they were recording, asking how we eat this, what is this, while we're performing. So they took us aside and did a little interview. I could remember because we were pretty tired to get up early in the morning to perform. Just start performing as soon as you get up. Yeah, that was in '07. In 2011 was our next trip with Prince William and Kate to Yellowknife. And that was another big trip for our group. When we were going to perform, we were all on the stage waiting in the line with our drums, our parkies, and it was just hot. Maybe about 20, 30 above. That was hot. I could remember because I had a dress shirt and my parka had a lining in it, so I was just sweating, and I told Debbie and my other crew I have to take my dress shirt off because it was so hot. So I went down in the stage before all the premiers and that came up with Prince William and Kate. So I went down in the stage, behind the stage, so I could cool off. And went back up, and the green felt or green rug or whatever, we all had mukluks on, and our mukluks were getting wet because I believe it must have rained that night. So we were stepping on wet, I don't know what, foam or something. We were all our mukluks were wet. I could still remember, because when the people were going to come up, Debbie and me were in front. When they were coming up, I started to get nervous, because I know we were going to shake their hand in person. Boy, they were tall people, over 6 foot. They were pretty tall. I know Colton was pretty tall, but they were tall as him. Anyway, we were waiting to greet them. Debbie was with me in front, all the other guys in the line behind us. I was getting nervous. My heart was pounding, gonna meet Prince William and Kate. So I had to try turn around, look around in the back of me to try and take my mind off it, because they were just about reaching us. Colton, Tiana, standing, could see Prince William and Kate. Boy, they were tall. Anyway, when they came to us, I seemed to calm down, because I traveled just about all over the world before and performed for thousands of people around the world, and to meet them was something else, That's Prince William and Kate. So that was something else for us. We enjoyed the trip. Anyway, when we were coming back from Yellowknife with Air Tindi, they chartered us straight back. I could hear the pilot. He told us Nellie Cornier just called him. She wants us to turn over to Inuvik and go greet her and tell her how our trip was, how everything went. We were tired, so I wanted to go home. They were just turning in towards Inuvik, and I told the pilot, just tell Nellie Cornier we could phone her from home. Because we were tired out, it was going to be a 2-hour flight, so an hour and some already. we started to turn into Inuvik, and when the pilots told us we just had to go meet with Nellie, I just told the pilots, tell Nellie, no, I want to go straight home. We could phone from home in Paulatuk. We could tell her from there. So the pilots told Nellie, and the pilots detoured back straight to Paulatuk because we were tired. That was a long trip. We were up late, and the flight was early, and it was hot. 2-hour flight, you're gonna be tired.
Nolan for CEO. Yeah.
No.
Wow.
She just wanted to say hi and how was the trip and that. We could do that over the phone.
Yeah.
In 2012, my uncle Abraham Rubin, we were invited to go down to go and perform in his how you say it?
Exhibition?
Exhibition, yeah. We were invited to go perform in his exhibition in 2012 in Washington, D.C. I can't remember how many of them left. If I could remember, there was Debbie Gordon Rubin, Sherry Rubin, Natasha Green, Nicole Green, Norman Kudlock Jr., Bobby Rubin Jr., Colton Gordon Rubin. I think that was it. They went to go perform. There was 7 of them. We were in, because I'm the leader of the group, they asked if I'm going to go. So that was the first trip I turned down because flying reasons, you know. I could hack the flights a long time ago. I know what reason today, but the 2012 trip, I refused that because it was USA, yeah? And I think that storm was announced before the trip, so I thought, holy cow, that's a hurricane. There was a hurricane to hit that time, so I refused the trip. And the performers from the group, they told me how the flight was, and going down to Chicago, their flight was bumpy going down to land in there. And they were off to Washington, D.C., and that, of course, the storm hit, but not as bad, I think. There was high winds and rain, I believe, but I think that was just a touch of it, so yeah, it wasn't that bad. But I believe they had a good trip. That was in 2012. I'm not sure when was the next trip in the group. I think that was it for, because we were invited to Yellowknife, but we never heard back, you know, Folk on the Rocks music festival.
Didn't hear back. Okay. Did you hear after they were done whether they had any?
They did, yeah, but we never heard back.
Who did they get then, I wonder?
I'm not sure. They wanted us to perform and fiddle too, because I could remember, I told them that I can perform fiddling too, but never heard back from them. But now with COVID, you can't do much with it around right now. It's still in the surrounding communities. Can't do much with that. It's all over the world yet.
How do people in Paulatuk feel about COVID? A little bit worried? Okay?
Well, put a little bit of worry, a little stress towards the community, but with proof, I'm pretty well sure you got to get a test done before you come, or proof of 2 vaccines before you fly into the community. And that makes us not to worry about, ease, my mind not thinking right now. Ease it a bit, ease the community from worrying a bit,
Are you the coordinator now for the drummers and dancers here in Paulatuk?
No, I still lead the group. I still drum and lead the group,
You still lead the group, yeah?
So for the group.
Mm-hmm.
But Selena Wilkie, I try to get her, to speak for us sometimes. But now the community knows, because we're just performing in the community right now. So the community knows all of us. Unless we're going to travel, we need a spokesperson.
Yeah. So and it's strong numbers today. Strong numbers of young people, even older people, in your dance group.
Well, in the Onyx school, they're what do you call it? Junior kindergarten. Their age group. One of the teachers phoned me and told me that their junior kindergarten is really into drum dancing because they're doing just like what I did when I was in school, but not at that age. So for their age group, it's pretty good. They watch the videos, the YouTube videos that's on from ICS. They're watching drum dance videos, so they're like 2, 3, 4-year-old kids. So that's pretty good for their age, and they're right into it. They watch the videos. It's like I did, but we didn't have YouTube then, We had VHS. And kids today would wonder, what is this black thing? What do you do with it? VHS tape. They'd wonder, what is it? They'd never seen it before. So 20, 30 years difference. You watch YouTube today, you watch everything on social media. We didn't have it at that time. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Thanks for your time. You're
Yeah.
generous, man.
Good.
All right.